just super quick question with you. I know you're
What's up?
obviously waiting on Cliff. Um, is that like plan A, B, and C, and then whatever the fuck else happens, happens, or do you have another coach in mind?
Um, we can talk. Let's talk coaches now. We can. I'll jump right into the head coaching landing spot because obviously Baltimore Ravens are one of them. Um, Cliff for me is definitely he's not plan A, plan B, plan C. He's plan A. Plan B, and here's the thing. I think it's a tight race for either. I don't I can't tell. I don't know if I want Kubiak or Flores.
Mm,
Um, I would prefer one of those. Obviously, those are the top three candidates for probably every team that wants a head coach. But I at least have the luxury of having like a case for a coach to want to be there. Like a lot of these teams,
exactly.
besides money,
Like you guys,
there'd be no
in
reason
the
to.
same way that was the top coach of this pool, you guys are the top team of this pool by
Yeah.
a good bit. You guys are the Steelers, but you guys for sure, you guys have an MVP. Um,
Well, it's Baltimore. So it's here. I'll tell you. It's Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Tennessee, Miami, Vegas, Cleveland, Atlanta, Arizona.
and then New
So
York just got picked up.
yeah, the Giants just got well, yeah, I would say Giants already got their head coach, which we'll talk about John. But for the Ravens, I want Cliff. And you know what? Maybe I here's the thing. I can accept at this point that maybe I'm blinded, and maybe that's not the best option. Maybe Flores or Kubiak. Maybe there's somebody else we're looking at. My problem is if I hope we at least uh consider it. Like we've interviewed him, so I'm
Yeah,
glad we've interviewed him. But we've also interviewed Vance Joseph, and I don't
yeah.
want Vance Joseph. So it's just like
I'm gonna be.
I
Honest,
don't
I don't
I don't
like.
know I don't know.
I like obviously the defensive nature of Brian Flores' game, but I don't know if that's a what you guys need right now.
I, the thing is, I have no clue how bad our defense truly is because Zach Orr runs it.
True.
So it's like no, if we had Robert Sala as our DC and this is how bad our defense was, then I would know for sure. Like, all right, well, there's nothing anybody could do with a clipboard in their hand to fix this defense.
Sure.
Um,
Yeah.
so I'd like to imagine that we could probably have a head coach who knows what type of DC or a DC that they just bring in. Because Zach Orr is toast. He's gone.
Yeah.
Because
But
Monk, I was say
at,
Monken followed Harbaugh, so
exactly, which is hilarious. So Giants fans, look out! Every time Scadabo's on the field, he's getting the rock. Um, but no, I mean, maybe even bigger for you guys getting a good OC, getting a solid DC might be bigger than guess whoever you find at head coach.
yeah, but I mean, in my eyes, if we hire a QBAC, he's gonna be our play caller. So I don't
Yeah,
care.
true.
I don't necessarily care who our OC will be. But I mean, here's the thing. I want Cliff. If not Cliff, give me QBAC, who Lamar seems to be a fan of. And then if not, okay, we'll go Flores. But that's who I want. Now there are some other candidates for some other teams. So I mean, you have those three. You have Kubiak, Flores, and Cliff.
What's his
You
name?
also
Sorry.
have Stefanski.
Yeah, Stefanski, of course.
Who were you gonna
Antonio
say?
Pierce. Antonio Pierce got interviewed by the Falcons today. I was like, I did not think his name would be brought up. I do not like that it is brought up. I think he's dreadful. Same time, he was the head coach of the Raiders, who we now know is probably one of the worst organizations in all of the top four sports. But no, I don't think he has a place as a head coach.
Antonio Pierce, I mean, he's a horrible head coach. I don't even know what I I saw his name pop up. I didn't even write it down. Like, there's no reason
Yeah,
to be even talking about Antonio Pierce. He sucks.
I agree.
Um, but you have Stefanski. You have shit. Obviously, Robert Sala's name is back in the pool. Um, Tomlin's got to have somewhere to land. Mike McDaniel, I feel like he's. I've heard a lot of things. I've heard a lot of chatter about Mike McDaniel, um, Phillies OC.
Yes, that'd be awesome. That'd be
Let's
high
say
flying, dude. That'd be
I
sick.
wouldn't. That that'd be good. That would be amazing. Obviously, they got rid of their fucking offense coordinator the second the game ended. But
Yeah.
you throw Mike McDaniel back in there. He can just work with, well, probably not an AJ Brown, but work with a Devontae and a Jalen Hurts and a Saquon.
I'm gonna be honest. I think they keep AJ. I don't think AJ goes anywhere. I don't think there's a reason for them to let him go. I know he's a pain in the ass, but I don't know. I yeah. And honestly, if he does leave, I think they're gonna find a maybe not a replacement, but they'll have a good wide receiver. Um, what name did you bring up that is not in it? Yeah, Tomlin's not coaching this year. He's gonna take a gap year.
He said that.
That was so he's still under contract of the Steelers because he didn't get fired. And so it's similar to the Sean Payton thing where he had to get traded to the Broncos. But they said he's going to take a year and do media.
That'd be interesting. What if he loves media so much he just doesn't come back?
That'd be nice. I think he'll stay.
This is this is way less stress. I can just talk shit
Yeah. He goes, now I see why Ben Roethlisberger
because
was
you
talking
got
so
to
much
think,
shit about me.
and because people are going to listen to Mike Tomlin like yap about anything.
Yeah.
But anyways, so Tomlin's taking a year off. That's all right. That's fine. I would say back to the AJ Brown thing. I would trade the fuck out of him. He's an absolute cancer. He is. He's. I mean, he. I don't even know how else to explain it, but saying like he's a cancer. He sure there's games where he can make good plays or whatever, or he has his moments, but I mean this year in general, you saw what happened. It was he had this attitude last year, and they had the 2,000 yard year from Saquon and Jalen Hurts on fire in the Super Bowl. It's just and just the whole that defense turning it up and just everybody turning it up a notch. Come postseason last year, it was fine. That shit that AJ was doing was fine, and then this year comes and he's still posting on Instagram and tweeting and bitching and crying. And then he drops a couple gimmies in a playoff game that they end up losing. I don't know. To me, that attitude is highlighted even more than it already is. And if I'm Nick Sirianni, I'm sitting there like, look, he's got to go. We have to.
Yeah.
I mean, because the thing is, like you said, I mean, they're gonna have to find a replacement, but at the same time, we can't pretend like AJ Brown. I mean, he's not gonna. You're gonna get something back. I don't know. It might not be receiver for receiver, but you're either gonna get some a decent chunk of a set of picks or something. You're gonna get something for an AJ Brown trade, obviously.
That's true. Yeah. And I mean, if they wait on it, it might not go. Like he might sit out or whatever. Um, yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know. If he's not going to change his attitude, then sure, trade him. I would have figured at this point he would have made some type of adjustment, but he hasn't yet. So
What? Okay, but like what? And like just look at this from like a human being standpoint. What millionaire is like that like has the attitude they had just like change. He's like, I'm gonna just change. I'm gonna stop acting exactly how I've acted my entire life, and then got into the NFL and started making a whole bunch of money, and now I can just like do whatever I want and act however I want and just bitch however much I want on and off the field, on Twitter, on Instagram, in Nick Sirianni's face. It doesn't matter. Why would he just decide? He won a Super Bowl doing it. He's not changing shit.
true.
It's like
Yeah,
expecting, okay, we'll like Antonio Brown's really gonna settle down and chill. So no, he's gonna get a ring with Brady and then get the fuck out mid
and
game.
then shoot
Fuck it,
somebody.
I don't care.
Yeah,
Shoot, we'll
whatever
shoot
happened with that
at
shooting thing?
shoot.
Shoot at.
I don't know. I don't know whatever happened to Antonio Brown. Is he still on the run?
Oh. Nah, I think they booked
Isn't
him, but I think he's out on whatever. Who
he
just got
should be
arrested?
the
Oh no,
security guard?
what's his name? Stephon
Who?
Diggs.
Stefon Diggs got arrested.
Not, I mean, I don't know if he got arrested, but he's got court date coming up.
Yeah, as I say, he didn't get arrested. He's got a court date. Which it seems like something that violent you would probably like have to be like I don't know, like monitored or something. The fact that they're just letting him chill and play in the playoffs and stuff is crazy. It's almost like it's favoritism towards an athlete or something. But anyways, you have Chris Shula, who is Rams DC, and you have Rams OC Mike LaFleur. You got Vance Joseph, like we brought up. Obviously Denver. You got Seattle's defensive coordinator Aiden Durde. Durde. I don't know how to pronounce
Dirty.
it. But you got Seattle's DC. You have now, and this is it's funny, but it was a candidate. You have Matt Nagy, Kansas
Yeah,
City's
that's a
offensive
funny one.
coordinator.
Yeah, that's really funny.
So those are
What
those
about
those are
Matt
those are the
Canada? Does
names,
anyone
and I
want
mean,
Matt Canada?
you think anybody wants Matt Patricia?
He's a good DC.
Sure, I guess. I mean, I don't care about Matt Patricia.
You would take Matt Patricia as a
Fuck Matt
DC.
Patricia.
What are you talking? You would over Zach, or you would say, "Oh no, we don't need Matt Patricia."
I would take an iPad with Chat GPT download on it
Yeah,
over
well,
Zach Orr.
hell,
So yeah, I
fucking,
would take Matt Patricia.
yeah, I would take Matt Patricia. Matt Patricia would be tough. I think he's just back home as the Patriots. Him and Josh McDaniel.
Well, yeah, that's the finesse that Robert Kraft pulled off. He pulled that shit off
But
with a
also,
with a with a
like,
swiftness.
let's for real pump the brakes on Drake May. If he's got Josh, Matt, Mike Vrabel, and everything else at his disposal, like guys who have won multiple Super Bowls.
I mean, yeah, but I factor in who you have around you way more than who's coaching you.
That's a coaching staff that did it with not a lot of talent a lot of times.
Yeah, but I'm saying, did Sam Darnold succeed because he had fucking what?
Kevin
Clint
O'Connell.
Kubiak calling plays, or did he have JSN and fucking Justin Jefferson as his wide receiver ones the past 2 years? And who would you credit? Who would you give more credit towards, them or the play caller?
I mean, the player over the play caller, but doesn't hurt to have a good play caller
No, it doesn't. Me
because Todd
personally
Monken kind
wouldn't
of
know
ruined the
that.
Ravens. So
Yeah, but here's the thing. I mean, like, okay, for instance, like the Patriots game with John Harbaugh. we didn't put Derrick Henry back in the game with 12 minutes left, up 11. That's more that to me. That's more of a John Harbaugh move than a Todd Monken move. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, obviously Todd Monken should be like, "Hey, yo, we're gonna put Derrick back out there," but if Derrick ain't on the field, who who we calling plays for? The 11 guys
true.
on the field. So I don't know. But okay, then I mean, I guess just if because I'm not even gonna sit here and um try to trying to predict where every single person's gonna land. I'm not sure. I mean, maybe a good fit, but like, who would you want to see out of all these guys go and coach Cam Ward? I mean, I think Stefanski would be hilarious if he went and
Stefanski would
coached
be
Cam Ward.
like that's probably a worse situation than the Browns. I'd have to say a
Oh,
younger. It would definitely it's definitely going to be a younger coach. What's his name? The Panthers head coach has been a surprise. Canales. But yeah, maybe a young head coach with some fire. Maybe a young DC, a young OC. Um, Matt LaFleur, not Matt LaFleur. What's his name? Mike LaFleur.
Mike Lafleur, yeah.
Yeah,
Mike LaFleur, Chris Shula is Rams DC. I know Vance Joseph. Vance Joseph's going to take a job somewhere. I'm
yeah.
not sure
He's
where
been
or
at the
what,
forefront.
but
Hopefully not Baltimore, but
Atlanta. I'm hoping Atlanta lands a better coach. That would be that'd be pretty interesting if Atlanta could land. See, the thing is, I'm not gonna go crazy on like the whole defensive situation they got just because they're players. They don't have good defensive personnel. So yes, maybe you look at the Falcons and assume maybe they would need a defensive minded guy, but I think you need an offensive minded guy in Atlanta just to fucking like reset back to back to factory default settings. Like there's so much shit going on. It's like we got we got Kirk Cousins who's getting a shit ton of money and is still on the roster for some reason. And then we got Michael Penix Jr. who we can't even figure out is if he's like really good or not. Nobody can make it work with Kyle Pitts because he's not a fucking tight end anymore. But you still got people like Drake London and one of the best running backs in the fucking world and Bijan Robinson. Like there's so many things that could it's like I'm not saying you could just all right, you could overnight make this offense like one of the best offenses in the league, but I feel like it's like they're a couple turns away from solving a Rubik's cube.
yeah,
Like like it's gonna take them
it's
a minute,
it's
but they're a couple moves.
it like no, it's kind of like they were yeah pretty close to solving the cube, and then they fucking threw it off a building this year. Um, like they have been getting better, and they were getting better earlier in the year, and then legit turned into one of the worst teams the back half of the year. I'm I don't know if I'm surprised that Mike McDaniel isn't more in head coach conversations, but I would like to see him in head coach conversations. Again, I don't think Miami was his fault at all. He was really dealt a fucking piss poor hand. Um, but I don't know if Atlanta's the place for him. That's a place you get fired from in
No,
two
no.
years. Like you get fired.
No,
I
Mike
wouldn't be
McDaniel's
opposed to seeing him go to an established team as an OC, like Philly, but I'd like to see him as head coach.
he doesn't need to deal with another unproven left-handed quarterback.
He does not.
That's just
With weapons,
that's
yeah,
not the
no.
world he
He
needs
does
to live
not
in.
need that, no.
Who's gonna go? Who's coaching in Pittsburgh? Because that's gonna be a coveted
That's
spot. Like
that's
they're
the
not just gonna pick.
that's the biggest thing. Like Pittsburgh is probably gonna take the longest. I can see, yeah, Pittsburgh going for I don't know. I mean, off the top, you would think someone with experience, but I don't know. I mean, they've only had three head coaches. I mean, shit, you guys have only had three head coaches, no?
Yeah.
But you guys
The
are
only problem is
new.
the only problem is I mean, you can't take too long. Like
Yeah,
we got.
exactly.
I
Like
mean,
Harbaugh's already picked up. Not that they were going to get him, but he's off everybody else's plate now.
well, yeah, and I'm sure wherever Harbaugh wanted to go, he wanted to get in there and start. Let's start working. Like we got shit to
Yeah,
do. Um, and I think it's the same thing with the Steelers. They have like they lost their quarterback and their head coach. They're
yeah.
I
And
don't know what
they
the
did
fuck.
they did the same thing that the Jets kind of did last year, which is like, pick up a few guys Aaron likes, pick up Valdez Scantling, pick up random dudes, pick up Thielen, pick up old vets, but now they
And
have to be that new young team again.
and the difference between Tomlin and Harbaugh is, and even as a Ravens fan, like I don't if Ravens fans want to be senile and disagree with this, sure, whatever. But the why it's so hard for the Steelers and even just Steelers fans is no matter who is at quarterback or people go out, Ben goes out, or before when it was Justin Fields and Russell Wilson, whoever it was, all right, we're fine. Like we still got Mike Tomlin.
Sure,
It was never it was never. Hey, I mean we do got John Harbaugh, so we're good. Like when
exactly.
the dark period of Harbaugh's career from post Super Bowl to Lamar's first MVP season, it was not good thing we have John Harbaugh. There was
No,
never
it
that
was
feeling, that vibe.
it was like, we're gonna hang on to this for a few more weeks type of feeling, and then the greatest mobile quarterback steps in. Um,
Yeah.
so
Whoa.
what do you want me to say?
Don't put that. Don't put that. I was just say you put like you put like a cap on my quarterback.
No, I think he's the greatest mobile quarterback of all time.
Sure.
But like, if we talk, like, what am I gonna say if I'm talking just quarterbacks? He's a good quarterback. He's only played 8 years.
Top top 3 quarterback in the NFL, possibly
Right
the
now,
best
yes.
quarterback in the
Okay.
NFL.
Yes.
Um 3-time first team all pro quarterback Lamar Jackson.
You know what's funny? Matt
Um
Stafford. Matt Stafford. We didn't talk about it. Matt Stafford, first team All Pro. Drake May MVP. Here it comes. You know how the voters love to switch up. The same voters go, "Hey, Lamar Jackson's a better quarterback, but this guy had one less good receiver." Wah, wah, wah. This guy
it's
didn't have
because
Derrick Henry, but he
people
had James Cook. Wah, wah.
it's cuz the people finally are like they finally wanted to use that excuse last year was like, well, best doesn't mean most valuable.
It's the only time they've ever
And
used it too. The only time they've
what I
ever
love
used
is they
the,
try to
the
use that
definition of MVP.
they try to use that for like other sports. Like, well, if LeBron should have 12 MVPs, like, yeah, it's because they don't, because the MVP doesn't work like that in the NBA.
Exactly. It's not how it works.
Yeah, I mean,
Le-
to be completely honest with you,
LeBron should have
it goes to the most valuable.
LeBron should have, I don't know, 15, 20 MVPs if it was the most valuable player. LeBron has always been the most valuable player on his franchise. Um,
And
yeah,
but like there were years where yeah, LeBron was the best in the world, but I mean, you're gonna tell me that I mean they were James Harden wasn't more valuable
Harden
at a
dropping
time for Houston.
35 and 11. Like, the fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
what are we talking about?
It's a crazy
What the
year.
fuck are we talking about? So,
Averaging a triple double. Crazy.
who goes? I can see Pittsburgh though. I can see Pittsburgh going for a name. A Kubiak, or fuck. I don't know, dude. Chris Shula. I truly don't know who's going to
Is Chris
Pittsburgh. That's
Shula
gonna be
related
rough.
to Don Shula?
I had a big assumption. I can make sure. I mean that was my
I could I could
that,
see
that
them doing that.
yeah.
I could see them going for a Shula name, just to ensure longevity at the head coach position. But um, I don't know. Maybe they'll step away from their, hey, let's hire a head coach every 25 years.
It looks like if we go here, so yeah, that looks like the grandson of Don.
Nice.
So 39 years old. So that I mean that is a younger guy
Yeah.
for a head coach, obviously. So um I don't know. I don't know who's gonna go to Pittsburgh, but I will say Vegas, Miami, Cleveland, Atlanta, Arizona. No. Vegas, Miami, Cleveland, Arizona, Tennessee. Those are death spots. Those are death zones. I don't know
Legit.
who's going to
Honestly,
those.
out of those, I mean, Cleveland's not a good spot to go, but it's not the worst.
No, but you would think like here's my problem, and yeah, this is my way to tie him into this. Why aren't coaches like chomping at the bit to go coach Shador?
I feel like I saw a report, like an ESPN report, where it was like, first of all, they lie all the time. Where it was like head coaches who want to coach with Shador, want to coach Shador. I don't think there's any head coach like, I need to coach Shador. He's my guy.
Yeah, no, I don't.
And if there is, good for
I
you.
I haven't seen that at
Enjoy
all.
your time trying to fix that fucking mess. Um, but no, I mean, Arizona's a fucking mess. Tennessee's a humongous mess. Vegas might be the biggest mess. That's the scariest place. Um, so I don't know.
Yeah, see, and to me, it's like I don't see Stefanski wanting to go to too big of a mess, so maybe he goes to like Atlanta. Um,
Yeah,
I,
Stefanski
I
would be
would I would say,
a good Steelers pickup, but I don't know if they would do that.
and the more I think about it, like yeah, like a legacy guy and Chris Shula, like he might end up in Pittsburgh. That I could definitely see that. That
Yeah,
could be a
I
move.
mean his fucking grandfather spent what 35 years in Miami. I don't
Yeah,
know
or
how fucking long,
Kubiak.
forever, I guess. Kubiak
Kubiak could
was
also.
was in what,
Okay.
Denver for a brick.
Um, are you thinking about his father?
His dad, yeah, that's what I was talking. Yeah, Gary.
Okay. Um, Chris Shula's going to Miami.
Are we dumb? Doy.
What
Shula's going to Miami.
are we talking about?
Fuck.
Yeah, Chris Shula is going to be just like his grandfather and go to Miami. What the fuck are we talking about? Um,
You know what Chris Shula should do? Pull a Lane Kiffin. Just go there now. Let's go right now.
See, but that's another thing. That's another thing. It's you got to think about it like this: every single team who hasn't hired a head coach yet, every single day that passed, you could assume more and more that they're leaning towards more of a guy that's still coaching right now.
In the Exactly. And I would too. I
So
mean,
like, okay, if the Rams end up losing, right? And then another week goes by and the Ravens still don't hire anybody, then I'm gonna assume okay, they didn't want Chris Shula or Mike LaFleur, all right. And then say if Seattle loses and
Seattle loses.
Kubiak Kubiak doesn't go to Baltimore, I'm gonna go okay,
I'm
that's
gonna be honest.
weird. That's all right.
Because Lamar has input, if y'all don't get Cliff, it's probably gonna be Kubiak.
I'll take it.
And that's kind of weird about Cliff because Cliff is not coaching. Like Cliff has the ability
No,
to, in my opinion, take any of the jobs. He can go to Miami and they can go, we want you. And he'll go, okay.
I think
I'm
Cliff's
pretty sure
weighing
what's
his
going on.
options, and that's another thing. I think with a guy like Cliff, I'm going to also assume that he may be waiting on Baltimore to go. Okay, we interviewed blah 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 blah. We want you, or hey, we're
Yeah,
not hiring you. He could be waiting on teams to make decisions.
sure.
But all right, I think we can move on with the head coach and yap. Even though we're gonna soon be talking about a little more head coaching uh, 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 head coaching shit. That's what I'll say. But Devin, we got the divisional round.